And again.
And again. You know. Welcome back to another episode.
We are your hosts. I'm Ari.
And I'm Kenzie. And this is Mamas Need Coffee. Today we are going to talk about our relationships before and after we had the babies.
But first, let's talk coffee.
Coffee. So today we got Dutch Bros. You know, usually we have the Starbies.
Yeah. Are you guys more Starbies or Dutch?
Or Scooters. There's Scooters.
Yeah. Or any other coffee shop or a local coffee shop.
I was going to say a little small coffee shop and hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Depends on the season. I am a fall Starbies girl.
We definitely count down the days for pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice. I also am a big fan of their caramel brulee.
Yeah.
All-time favorite. Could drink that all year if they had it.
Yes.
But other than that, I kind of like Dutch Bros.
I really enjoy Dutch Bros off of coffee. I love the Rebels, and
it always sounds like you said Red Bulls. Sounds.
I don't know if it is Red Bull, but they call their energy drink Rebel. It tastes exactly like Red Bull, so I don't know.
Maybe there is Red Bull in it.
But yeah, I like how they have so many different versions of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Like frappuccinos and whatever the heck that thing you got today was.
I would say this is kind of like a frappuccino. I would say it's like a frappuccino.
It's like a frozen Coke.
Without the Coke.
But coffee form.
Right. And then you got the cold brews and what else? Lattes.
Yeah. Mochas.
So much.
Yeah.
So,
and they're all different and everything. And to be a barista,
right.
Nope.
Can I get a 3-shot blah 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 blah? I'd be like, huh?
Yeah.
But I guess they do good at their job.
No, yeah. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
Especially them regulars that come in if it's not right, like my mom.
Oh gosh, yeah.
My mom went on I think it was a 2-month strike on Starbucks because they made her drink wrong twice when she went in.
Is it a fancy order?
No.
Oh, okay then.
Sometimes it just tastes like dirty water and they forget an ingredient.
Yeah, and it just messes the whole thing up.
Yep, she went through twice and they got it wrong twice, so she was like, yeah, I'm done. And then she just
They
recently...
always are very well. They do try to either get you your money back or
just
give you
get
a free
new
drink.
Yeah.
But still, if they mess it up again, that's...
Yeah, so she went on strike for 2 months. So, yeah. So, on topic, how do you think your relationship was before you had Leo?
Well, I think we can, kind of feel the same way a little bit because we've been in relationships since we were children.
Yeah, right.
The same person. So it's changed a lot from even just being children, being high school sweethearts, to having a fun relationship with absolutely no responsibility, and then to going into, moving out together, having a place together, having normal household responsibilities,
Trying to figure out who's gonna do what, and
just living adult lives together. And that transition is already a huge thing in itself. And then to actually finally have kids and then transition to that is
because everything
huge.
You had before, you have more on top of that.
Yeah. You need more room, more money,
more patience. Yeah. I struggle with the patience part big time. So
I have my blow-ups, but as soon as I have 1 second, I'm right back in again.
Right. Sometimes you just gotta put them in one room and then walk out.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do.
I like to be I'm done. I'm not going back in there for 5 minutes, and then 2 minutes come around and I'm back in there.
Yeah. I'm I could never just leave her for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Did you see the article about the mom that left her child? For,
yeah.
10 days?
I cannot stop seeing TikToks on that.
TikTok, every time I see it, it makes me...
I just seen a TikTok before I got here today about how they're like, it's fine, you know, we can hate on her all we want. It's fine. She's going to get what she deserves in jail. So I'm like, yeah.
It makes me a little sad. It just makes me want to, like, hold her a little bit tighter.
I mean, so I know that, like, I don't know if everybody has the same, but I think a lot of moms have, like, that pre-anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you first get pregnant, and then you're like, oh my gosh, like, I hope this pregnancy sticks. And then you're like, okay, like, I hope the baby's healthy. And then right when you're about to have the baby, you're like, oh, I hope nothing goes wrong with delivery.
Right.
And then you have the newborn, and you're terrified of SIDS and everything. You just, like, constantly have that anxiety. Even, like, now that our babies aren't at the newborn stage, I'm like, oh, like, you're going to walk out of the room and they're going to bonk their head and, like, something's going to happen.
You're going to blink your eyes while they're in the bathtub and they're just going to fall underneath the water.
Yeah, like, you're in the store and somebody's just going to snatch them. Like, you have all these, like, things, and I'm just like, how could she
not
like,
have those
I'm
thoughts?
literally, like, thinking, like, I buckled him, right? Like, you know, like, just, like, little things like that. Like, you know,
Did I get that seatbelt tight enough is my thought.
Yeah, it's like, those little anxieties are like, how could she, like, go on a vacation and
post
just, like,
pictures on
be,
social
like,
media,
relaxed?
Yeah.
And then I seen a video about it that she had left her baby before, and then, like, shorter time periods, like, to go to the store or whatever. And then I heard that she freaking left the baby with a neighbor for a month and a half one time. So it's just like, I can't. Some people are not. She has an older daughter.
I did see that.
She lives with her parents, the mom. So I don't know. It's a crazy, messy story. It's horrible.
Gives me, every time I see a video, I think about it. I'm like, should I swipe? Am I gonna cry on this one? It kind of just.
Okay, super side note. You watch a new documentary, right? The Nickelodeon one?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Did you finish it?
I did. I watched it in like 2 days.
Same.
So
even though it's only 4 episodes.
Protect your children.
It's sad because I think out of all of them, they're all tragic, okay?
Yeah.
But Drake Bell himself.
Now, before we go into it, I know that people have really, like, hated on him for the fact that he was texting a minor when he was an adult, but I'm not trying to sympathize with him on that, besides the fact that, you know, people that have been through trauma have problems.
But I also read somewhere that sorry, Bella, you falling over here? Once he found out that her age, he stopped talking to her.
Yeah. And it was harmless as far as it was just text messages.
Right. And
there was no, like, actual sexualness in it. It was just that he should not have been texting a minor.
Right. But his dad was his manager. His dad suspected things. Mm-hmm. Like his
mom did not protect him.
No, and his dad even told his mom after the fact that he decided to change his mom to be his manager and so on. Because of him.
Yeah.
And he said, do not let him be alone with him.
And he then lets him stay the night.
Right.
Multiple times.
Because she doesn't want to drive an hour or so, or however far along it was, so he can go do his audition.
That's another thing. Like, his dad understood that when your kid is, like, has talent and, like, is going through that, like, that is your life. Like, that is your life. You sign your kid up for that life, and that is your life too. Mm-hmm. It's like honest, like the same thing with the dance moms and stuff like that. Like,
he still made time for school too.
Yeah.
That whole document. I hope they come out with more.
But it is funny because speaking of, like, dance moms or whatever, that's kind of like with the Dan situation. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how I kind of feel about, like, Abby. I don't know if you watch Dance Moms.
A couple seasons.
But that's how I feel about Abby because, you know, she was like, it was a toxic place. even though like, so like Dan was getting them stuff, getting them places, getting them popular, all this. So was the Dance Moms like group, like Abby's making them famous and getting them better, but it's like, what is the cost?
Right. So with Dan, I don't know if he ever like physically, you know, touched anybody or like in like a sexual way like Brian Peck did. But I think a lot of his stuff was just very perverted. Is that the word?
Yeah,
you know?
and just not appropriate in the workplace, period. Whether you're with kids or adults, like the massages and the photographs where he's just hanging all over the kids, like it's just so inappropriate.
But I don't think he ever went to the extent that Brian Peck. I'm not, you know, whatever him, you know.
At least they didn't specifically say in the documentary, and no one's really came forward with that sort of stuff. I mean, of course, there's like the superstitions with they're claiming that Amanda Bynes was pregnant, and then and all
but
that.
Where's Amanda Bynes in the documentary? The whole first episode was about Amanda Bynes.
Yeah, I know that the situation is tricky, like, with her family, and, like, there's, like, a conspiracy with their family, like, they were in on it. With Dan, they helped, like, hide things, and, you know, that whole situation is sad. I forget what they call it when their family's, like, in charge of their money.
But it happened with Britney Spears,
That's
too,
what I'm
right?
saying. That is so... I
can't
that.
think of what the name is.
I can't. I just can't even imagine going through that. And I think Amanda Bynes is doing better, and I think that's also probably why she's not in it. Of course, Jeanette McCurdy's not in it as well, even though she was actively saying things. And then
I mean, she wrote the book.
What's the girl from Zoe 101?
Jamie, no, are you talking about Zoe?
The one that actually spoke.
Nicole. That's her name in the show. I don't know what her name is in real life.
But I know that she was, like, actively, like, protesting outside of Nickelodeon, and it's, like, the funny thing is, like, every episode they're like, Nickelodeon claims that they changed things, and yada, yada, yada.
The thing, did you notice that Brian Peck got hired on at Disney too? Yeah. For Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
I was shook.
My mouth literally dropped. I looked at Corey and I was like, no way.
He literally was registered as a sex offender, and they still let him come on to Disney.
He couldn't be that good of a dialogue coach. Couldn't have been.
I did hear that Josh Peck came out with a quote, and he responded, but I have not got to look at it.
Did you see the interview?
Because he did not. I don't think he knew anything, because they said that with Brian Peck in the court and everything, since Drake was a minor, the only people who would know would been either somebody told somebody or whatever. So it's like, just protect your kids, people. Protect your kids.
Man, so off topic, but
I mean, it's
on topic, but
parenting, moms, like, but yeah, for sure, a little off topic. It was just too exciting not to talk about.
That documentary was very nice, but I really hope they come out with another season, more episodes, because there's only 4 episodes.
Yeah, I need to hear from more people.
Yeah. So financially, how worried, like, I know we were kind of in between. So I had a job, Corey has a really nice job, and I would say we were living life. I mean, before, but like, since we've had her, I mean, we're living with my sister, which isn't a terrible thing, you know, we all get along.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's the worst thing on planet Earth to live with my sister, but it's a lot of help. I get a lot of help.
Yeah.
With her.
I mean, Bella's has her own room. You guys have your own room.
Yeah.
Like, money wise, I mean, I mean, at this point, like, Gabe makes a little more money than he used to, you know, since he has a newer job. And then I make pretty much the same amount of money in a different job where I make more money, work less hours.
So about the same.
So about the same. More. Yeah. And so, I don't know, money-wise, we were fine. I don't think, so when we were pregnant or whatever, we just got so much help from so many people. Like, it's so blessed. So it was not really that big a deal.
Yeah, same
but
with
I
us.
think, like, when it's your first, it's different.
Right. And
then from so on, you know, everybody's excited about your first one, and then after they're like, oh, another one. They lose interest and they don't care.
Another one. But yeah, we got a lot of help. His parents bought this crib because I wanted a white crib instead of the brown one my sister gave me. Yeah. Because it just matched her princess theme. So they came over and his stepmom put it together with me, and they bought her blinds for her room. And my mom and everybody came over and helped paint. We got most of her clothes and everything were hand-me-downs from my sister.
Yeah.
Best thing. She's set. I mean, she was born in, November? So, and she's in September, so like 2 months apart, same season, basically.
Yeah.
So she's set, really.
Yeah, so I know that my grandparents bought my changing table, dresser. My dad bought the crib. My dad bought a rocking chair. I was pretty minimalist for a lot of things, though, so that was pretty much all we had in the room. And then in my baby shower, we got lots of clothes, and
which was a year ago.
A year ago today, we had the baby shower. Hi. And but I think I was most thankful for the diapers and wipes. I was just telling my coworker about it today that I'm like, during my gender reveal, we did the bring wipes if it's a girl, bring diapers if it's a boy,
we did the same thing.
If you think, and then I did the raffle for
baby shower
for the baby shower. And I think Leo was like about 8 months before we bought diapers.
We're still going strong. I mean, we had to take some back, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still going strong. I think we got more wipes than we did diapers.
Yeah, I ended up, I'm currently still going through a box.
Yeah.
My last box of wipes, so.
Dang.
Yeah, at 9.5 months. So,
I think we'll make it to a year with our wipes. I think is how much we have.
Wow. Well, so. I think we'll make it to a year because I bought a second box of wipes.
Yeah, obviously everybody wanted us to have a girl, I guess, because we got most of our wipes.
I think that's kind of like, when it comes down to it, like, what you want kind of plays off of. If people know what you want, it kind of plays off of it.
Right. But. Can you say hi?
How often do you think that you guys went out before?
I would say.
And when I say going out, we are not talking like going
to
out.
McDonald's.
Yeah, like literally like getting in the car together, just relaxing.
Right.
Like going to get food, going on a date, or, you know, just going on a walk, you know.
Well, my husband never did walks, you know.
Does he do it now?
No. I have to be like, we're going on a walk. Come on. Pick a dog. We're going.
Oh, gosh. But not my husband. He's like, I want to walk today. And I'm like, let's go.
I would say maybe once a week. Maybe every other week. Our favorite place was Dave & Buster's. We would go. He would pay for food and I would pay for games, or vice versa. Kind of just depends. But yeah, I would say maybe every other week.
What about now?
We still get out. I mean, yeah. I would say His parents are in love with her, so all I have to be is like, hey, Bella really wants to see Grandma Kiki. And she'd be like, okay, bring her over. And I'm like, so I'm really happy that she has them because we need a night out. I'm like, hey, we're gonna go do this. You wanna keep her? So
yeah, that's so nice. I think that Gabe and I really did not ever go out much, but like I would still consider us to be like a dating couple because like we would do a lot of things. Like we would always go on walks or go on bike rides, or you know, even just sitting on the couch together, like peacefully relaxing, watching movies, like that sort of things like that. Now we hardly ever do that. We would probably watch TV more and hang out if Leo actually went to bed at a decent time.
Right.
Like a normal child.
That's another thing. Thankfully, she has a set bedtime now, and she's actually stuck with it. So.
What time is that?
She goes to, I put her down about 7:45. We start bedtime at 7:30.
Oh, nice.
And we're still used to staying up until 10, 11, 12 o'clock. So we're playing Fortnite together, or we are watching our show right now is Young Sheldon.
That's literally the best. Like, I think at this point it's like you're like when you're first like in that first like 3 months or whatever, you're like still like I'm just going to bed, like I finally got the baby to bed, like I'm going to bed. But now like when you're more like 5, 6, 7 months in, you know, or more, like you actually have like some breathing time. You're not like fully exhausted, and so that's nice. I think that's probably like my favorite part of the day. Me and Gabe get up really early, so we don't stay up as late as you guys. But sometimes even just that moments, like even Gabe has talked about how it's so nice to sometimes just lay in the bed in the dark, like we're all, like just quietly just like having conversations from talking about the week or the day, or
we don't talk much because I say something and like, I'll ask him, like, oh, so how was your trip today? Like, because he's just truck driver. So I'm like, how was your loads? And he's like, they were good. This store kind of made me mad, but, you know, whatever. This store took forever. I'm like, yeah. He's like, how was Bella there? And I'm like, she was a little crabby. And that's about where the conversation ends, because they're like, we've been together for almost 10 years now. We have nothing to really talk about.
See, Gabe's a talker, so he really runs a conversation, and I just get a word in when I can.
Right.
So.
I sometimes wish Corey was a talker, but now I'm the talker.
You are the talker.
We're in the car, and I'm just talking. And he's just listening. He doesn't say anything. He may throw in a, yeah. Okay. That's why I don't talk to him on the phone anymore, because I'm sitting here talking and I'm like, hello? Are you still
He's
there?
Just sitting there. Did you just put that in your mouth? Because if you did, I'm so happy.
But yeah, I would say we get a lot of alone time because of the whole bedtime. But during the day, not really. No.
Yeah?
Bella's learned how to say dad. She says dad.
Yeah, well, that doesn't stop.
Dad.
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 How would you say, like, friendships? Like, did you, I mean, obviously we're best friends, but, like, I would say we got out a lot. Well, before.
I mean, yeah, we definitely had plans. Like, I think now it's more like, what are you doing this week? Like, can we see each other this week? And before it was like, we had things like planned like a month in advance.
Well, we had to, because all of our schedules were all over the place.
Yeah. And now pretty much everyone has like a pretty set schedule.
Right. because like I got off at 2 o'clock and you got off at 6 o'clock, and then Lexi would get off at maybe 5 o'clock. It could be 4, it could be 3, it could be 6 o'clock. You know, she was always wherever she was needed. So yeah, we always had to plan.
Well, and you know, children.
Yeah, she also has a child. But now I feel like I'm stay-at-home mom. Usually if you're like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, doing my daily nothing. So it's usually a yes whenever somebody wants to do something. But we went to Aqua Splash Park once. I really want to do that again this year.
Remember we attempted to do like a ABC
Yes.
like list, and
we did Aqua Splash Park and we did Crumble for C. We went to Crumble Cookie. We went to the YMCA to swim.
Yeah.
Remember we sat in the wave pool forever waiting for the wave pool to go off.
We definitely did.
What else did we do? Is that it?
Went to the mall like numerous times.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the state fair.
Yeah.
Rode rides and ate a lot of food and made the remember the TikTok that was the the corn talk?
It's corn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Follow that page. It's what is it now? LAK Adventures on TikTok.
We're actually a threesome with the friends.
We got Lexi, which is our best friend, Ari, and then Kenzie.
Yeah, so that's where LAK comes from, which I'm very disappointed because we've had 2 adventures that we did not make a TikTok for.
We just went to Disney on Ice.
We just went to Disney on Ice.
Why didn't we make a video?
I don't know. That was chaotic for me in the whole thing because I hate being by myself when like there's walking involved since he's so big, and that was just the whole thing. So, and then unfortunately I put shoes on him.
Yeah.
Why I did that, I don't know, but
because they're cute.
They are cute, but it was just too cramped, but it was great. We had a great time. I've never been to Disney on Ice, and this like girl has been to Disney on Ice for years, so
It's been a couple.
Definitely want to go next year, and
it's a lot of fun.
And then if Leo enjoys it, we'll make it a tradition too.
We started it.
Since he's a boy, it's kind of iffy,
right?
If he'll like it or not.
We started it just because I always see in the banners, like, I want to go to that.
Well,
like,
you are a Disney adult. Like,
yeah.
It makes sense for you to go.
And then Corey's like, no.
It's like the closest to Disney we can get.
Right, because we're poor.
Well,
so far. But he was like, no, they're so expensive. And then we had a friend who was like, hey, I can't make it to Disney on Ice, but I already bought my tickets. Here's 3 tickets for $80. I'm like, that's a heck of a steal. Back then, the tickets were cheap.
Yeah.
Because we started going, I think in 2018 is when we started going. And so we went that year, and we've been every single year since.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm not going fast enough for you. Okay. So sorry.
Going back to like when we first like had kids or whatever, and I know that like with like patience and stuff, it is definitely different when you have your own kid, because I know obviously we worked at the daycare with other people's kids, and you have a little bit of more patience in a setting where, you know, there's 3 people taking care of children and you can trade off and things like that. And then when you get to like where it's just you and your husband, and sometimes nobody wants to do anything. Like, you know, it is exhausting, like, for both of you. And there's times where it's like, I really don't want to give him a bath tonight. Like, can you do it? And you're like, no, I'm tired. And and then on top of that, and it's like, oh, well, I had a rough day with him, so I'm, like, exhausted. And he still won't go to sleep. And
that's one thing that, like, being a stay-at-home mom is kind of hard because you're working during the day too. So it's not just you're a stay-at-home mom, you do nothing, you sit at home and just watch the baby. I mean, oh my gosh. Pups are not coming fast enough, huh? but also he's out working, hard,
Yeah.
and he gets home and he's just as exhausted as I am.
Yeah.
So I think both of our patients are kind of shot by the time he gets home because he usually doesn't get home until 8:00 at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like my patients before was really very small, especially when I was pregnant.
Oh yeah, steer clear. Steer clear. That's for sure.
It was, I don't know. My whole family of women have 0 patients. So I get it from every single woman in my family.
Okay.
So
Let's talk sex.
oh. Well, let's start with you.
Okay. We said that we were not going to steer away from anything. So, it's changed a lot, obviously. Like, because when we were teenagers, it was just like,
Go,
all the time. There was never a time where you're, like, too tired or anything like that. So,
oh, my body hurts. There's none of that.
And then you get older, and even before kids still, things change, and
you're more tired.
And working all the time and all that. So it does change a lot. Like, we were probably doing it like at least like once a week when we were super young to like every 2 to 3 weeks. And I think like then like once you're when I was pregnant, I was so down. I was having the best time of my life. And so we did it a lot when I was pregnant.
I think before I was pregnant, it was like maybe here and there, but I'm also like not a person who like needs to have sex to be like a person, I guess,
Yeah, not me.
I don't need that, but so we just never did it a lot, and then I got pregnant, and then the first couple months was like, go. Those hormones, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, that was a crazy time.
And, but then, like, after, I'm like, she's a lot. I'm like, I don't even want to risk that.
Yeah, now, it's very few and far between. We still, like, spice it up. We still do it, but honestly, at this point, I'm like, it's kind of back to where, like, before I was pregnant, like, that, like, maybe every 3 weeks, because you're so tired. Like, even when we actually do it, I'm still like, I'm really tired, but I guess.
Right.
Sometimes it's not even, at bedtime. Whenever you can squeeze it in,
Whenever he's not in the room.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah. Hey. Yeah, you're not being very nice.
Like, that's not what
Here.
But yeah, I don't know. Just never, I guess. Leo.
Sir.
But yeah, I would say, like, after my sex drive is very low. Like, really low. Because, obviously, I'm on birth control, But, hey.
He's always wildin'.
Wildin' out. What? What'd you see out there?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I feel like back to the friendships or whatever, like at this point, like, when we first had them, it was literally like, no, I can't. Like, I'm not leaving this house with this child. Like, I don't want to hang out. Like, I want to hang out, but I don't, you know?
Right. You
And
can come
then-
to me.
Yeah, and then you get used to, you know, taking your kid out and being a mom, and then you're like, please, I need to get out this house. Sometimes it makes it easier when you're not at home with your kid because, I don't know. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but sometimes when you're out of the house, even if you're just at someone else's house, it doesn't feel like so hard sometimes.
Because, I mean, if you're having a hard time with him, then I'll take over and, you know, so on and so on. So, yeah, you know, we like to go to Lexi's house and hang out. She's got the biggest house.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to have to bring Lexi onto the show.
Yes, yes.
You'll meet her. Promise.
I know, I wish she could be on our special episode, but unfortunately, she cannot participate. But that's okay. I definitely want to do, like, sometime a podcast on the road or something like that. It'd be definitely, like,
different
super
locations.
fun.
We need.
I don't know if we've ever, like, specifically say this in every episode, but we always have our children with us during the podcast. So please excuse the
squealing,
the raspberries and the baby
crying.
yelling and the crying, and
I think they do really good though.
This is real. I know last episode was a little much, but this time we had everything we could have prepared. They are still, you know, unexpected things that arise, but we're doing our best here. So please excuse the children.
I think they are doing great.
So before you had Bella, what were your expectation as, like, for your husband? Like, what did you, realistically, like, obviously you dream of, like, 50-50 and you dream that, you know, you're gonna have, like, 20 minutes to yourself a night.
Right.
And, like, that's low, by the way. 20 minutes.
I think,
great.
I would say my expectations of him was, I set them pretty high.
Okay.
I did set them really high, and I'm not saying he hasn't. Like, he does help, but I think my expectations were just like, I need him to feel when I'm getting stressed out. I don't like having to be like, hey, I need your help. Hello, I need your help. I want him to figure out that I need help. But I would say I did set them pretty high.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because 50-50 obviously is great, would be great. Look. But I don't know. What about you?
So I really did not have, okay, so I think, like, in the beginning, like, I knew that Gabe was not going to be a very hands-on for the little baby. Mm-hmm. I knew that.
Baby is so nerve-wracking.
So I knew that, it would be different with having a newborn. I knew that he would not be super hands-on. But as time went on, he was still less hands-on. But, I mean, I think sometimes, you know, you get stuck in, like, the generational things that's, like, the woman does take care of the baby and that sort of thing. And then, yay! Things happen, and I just think that my expectations were exact when he was a newborn, but things did change. And
I think everybody else was expecting, like, him not to be, you know, him not to be there when she was, like, obviously he was there when she was born, but like my husband likes to poop a lot. So everybody was like, he's gonna be in the bathroom when she's born. He's not even gonna be there. Thankfully he was there, you know. And they're like, oh, he's not gonna do this, this, and this.
So you think other people had worse expectations than you did? Okay, good. Yeah, well.
And everybody's like, oh no, he's not gonna do that. And I'm like, oh, Corey's not gonna do that. And I'm like, yeah, he is. Like, he's gonna do it. He's not just gonna let her sit there and cry. He's gonna be the one that's gonna. His little face. She cries and he's right there. You know?
Yeah.
I'm more like, just let her cry for a little bit. It's not gonna hurt her to cry a little bit. But yeah. Hi, Leo. Say hi.
He's enjoying looking at himself in the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so side note. Birthday party in 3 months? I'm gonna have a 1-year-old in 3 months.
No way, mine is 6 months. She just turned 6 months.
Yeah, because they're 3 months apart.
I can't wait. I am already like trying to put everything in my mind. I have a checklist of everything, but I'm also when it comes to parties, I am a planner. I love planning.
I'm like, after like planning my baby shower, planning my wedding, I'm kind of like that too.
I love planning.
I never really had a reason for parties, but now I do. So, yes, we're having a fishing birthday because Leo's gonna be officially 1.
Officially, Bella's gonna be Uno. So we are gonna have an Uno themed birthday party.
That is so cute. I feel like that's more original.
I think I seen it once on Pinterest, and I was like, that is great. Like, that's it.
Yeah. And then we're all gonna have a too fast party for 2.
Too fast, because we love
Everybody's
cars.
too fast.
Because Lexi Baron had a too fast birthday, which was Lightning McQueen. Are you gonna do Lightning McQueen too? Or
I
just a
don't
car
know.
theme?
There's so many ones. Like, I know that it will be between cars or Hot Wheels, but also I kind of would love to do like a whole like Too Fast, Too Furious moment. Like,
I think that's what Corey was starting to think.
That would be really cute. Not really 2-year-old themed though.
Right. Not that we're already planning 2 second birthdays.
We had second birthdays before
we even had kids.
No, I mean literally. We're all like into the whole, we love the movie Cars. We love cars. Leo has like almost 100 Hot Wheels at this point. So
Bella has a lot of Hot Wheels too. We go down the Hot Wheel aisle.
Yeah.
Say, because Cars is not just for boys. Listen, are you gonna do? Come here. Show everybody how you're eating your puffs. Show everybody how you're eating your puffs.
You want a puff, Leo? We're in our eating puffs era. They are, not us.
I mean. So that's a wrap on this week's episode of Mamas Need Coffee.
Please.